Okay, I got the tank out. So this big turd right here is the problem. So that's a nasty ass turd. So we're gonna have to grind that out. I went and got a spacer here, nice thick spacer. So I went and grabbed the spacers I'm supposed to use. Which are these ones. And you take the nut that I have and you can put the thick washer in there and see it's the same height. If I use the thin washer, like this one, you can see it's a little short. So we're going to use the thick washer and a cheap nut. I think what we need. Now the bolts are becoming too short, so I took out the lock washers for now. The height of the bolt over here, I don't know if I can get a. I don't think I can go any bigger, any taller because it hits on that. This side we could put a taller one in there, but anyway, everything's thicker than it should be. This has got a doubler here on the old tank, and I got a washer because the holes are all big and fat. So we'll probably wind up having to use Loctite and no lock washers, or we'll put lock washers right on top of that crappy ass hole, which I don't think it really works very well. It's too big. All right, and like I said, we're gonna have to grind this out to make it work. Now, now that we have the clutch, the oil tank out of the way, this just doesn't work correctly. Okay, next thing is I did find the correct bracket, which, what did I do with it? Lost it. And there it is. This is an original bracket. This one's been butchered. It was welded in and cut off, and so you have to make it good again. So that normally would sit up on top of these here. These would be machined with a 5/16 hole put in there and bolted down like that. So obviously this one here does not have that. I don't want to weld it to this frame because that would not be the best way of doing it. So we will have to weld some kind of a nut here in order to put this down onto it correctly. And then I'd have to either modify this to make it good or get another one, either or. But that sits on there like that, so that's where it should be. So at least we know what that looks like. Okay, so I got two different ways of grinding this. I got my, that hit you right in the head. So I have the electric grinder, and I got the hair grinder. Now this grinder here works best for coming down like this. And then this one here works best from coming in at an angle like this. Of course I have low control of what I'm doing over here. And bigger is not very good in tight situation. You start grinding on stuff you don't want to be grinding on, causing lots of damage. So we're going to do it. We're going to use a small grinder. The air one and make more noise. Alright, I thought I had the air line over here, but obviously it is not over here. Thought I had it over here. Must be on the ground. Yep, there it is. Right there. I'll have someplace. Now it's over there. Had the air nozzle over there though. Okay. We're a good place. Keep the camera back a little bit so you don't get damaged. Of course, it's dark over here. There's my light. I should not be able to see, and jamming up on this big nut sticking up against the back of the grinder stops you from grinding when we want to. Okay, I think I got enough of the ground down that we should be able to make it clear now, but I'm not sure. So I can lock it up. The light's better with nothing, but not much better. Alright, back over here we can see a little better. I won't be here for very long, probably. I keep banging myself in the head up here on this damn handlebar, and it's sharp. I feel it in my head. Maybe I should do something about that. So I put the washer on first and the bolts, or the nuts, I mean. That worked pretty good before, but not this time. Try that again. I think we're missing a nut now. Yep. Nut went someplace unknown. Alright, missing nut. Just happen to have a brand new one sitting right here. I'll use this one. So just between now and before was these bolts back here and there. Okay, I'll get rid of those bolts back there now. I don't think that really helps too much, but a little bit. Hard to get to, obviously. Okay, we're going to clear there this time. Okay, I get on the other side. Get the other bolts in there. This other side was the hard side to do. Got a tight fitment issue right there. It's called no room in fighting you. We do have this bracket now that we can possibly use. We'll make sure we don't lose that nut. And the washer just went away. I was more concerned about losing the nut, not the washer. Yep. So much for that plan, huh? Alright, that ain't gonna work. Start over. Complete failure. Okay, the washer and the nut. There's the nut. Well, I knew where the washer was before I left, and I figured out where the washer went to. There it is. So now I'm going to put the washer and nut over here where I can kind of get to them. started. Ooh, that's pretty good. Started. Go on the other side and start the other side. Forgot to slide out the oil tank holes a little bit. Make things a little easier to bolt together, but oh well. Can't remember everything, right? Okay, now I'm just going to go one flat at a time on this. Okay. So now when you pull it down straight, it lifts up the back of the tank, and we have room for the lever to be back here where it needs to be. But we might have to bend this down just a little bit from where we're currently at. Unless the back of the oil tank goes up higher, because it'll hit under here. Put a little torque on the other side and make sure that pulls in evenly. Hopefully it does. Dropsy. Okay, it looks like I got it trimmed away enough over there. It's working. Okay, where's our bracket at? Keeps going on the opposite side of wherever I'm at. See how close we are. And we're off by about 1/4 inch height-wise from where it needs to be. Okay. It's definitely got some tension on it. Okay. So I can find me a couple bolts to go in here. Line this up. Not sure what this is supposed to be. There'd have to be more spacers to go underneath it. I don't remember how it goes on a swingarm bike. So my guess is we need more spacers. And that tank's going to have to go up a long ways. Which should be correct because you can see how you get a little gap here and a big gap up there. So it needs to go up quite a bit. So that's actually a plus. So if we just loosen this up a little bit. We can lift it up to be more even. It'll probably work. Something like that. Alright. I think we're supposed to have more spacers. You can see how we're going to do some work on this oil tank. It's not going to be slip right in there like it's supposed to on a real bike. Because this isn't a real bike, it's a shovelhead. It's way too modern. definitely not going to slip underneath. We're supposed to have some big spacers under there. There's our lever real good. So we're way the hell off. All right. So that bracket is too tall to fit. It makes everything around it not work. So you can see we're right up against the frame here, right up against the frame here. Got nice clearance here. Obviously that doesn't line up anymore. So everything shows they're way too tall. There should be a boss there, as I recall. That's what they bolt to. So what we gotta do is go look at a stock bike, which you just happen to have one, and see what's supposed to be back here. So there's the bracket, and there's the boss. See, it's supposed to be right there. And you can see I put nuts under there. Looks like I use lock nuts as a spacer. So this boss is not quite as tall as the one on the bike. So that's some of our problems. But you can see how high it's supposed to be. Alright. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the oil tank back out again and work on it. And put it back in. And then maybe it'll fit. Maybe not. Hard to tell. Unknown. Alright, we'll be back.